Quand toutes les chances sont contre toi. When you can't push one more second. Chase the glory. Visez haut.
Sports on CBC, les championnats U-Sport, brought to you in part by, vous êtes présenté par Nike Team, Just Do It, faites-le. Baron, exclusive supplier of U-Sports championship rings. Le fournisseur exclusif des bagues de championnat U-Sport. Fox 40 celebrating a decade of the Fox 40 U-Sports Coach of the Year program. Fier partenaire des prix de l'entraîneur de l'année U-Sport depuis 10 ans. By Veriburn, proud medical supplier to university sports since 1979. Fier partenaire du sport universitaire depuis 1979. The Government of Canada. Le gouvernement du Canada. And by Saint-Hubert, proud partners of the U-Sports Women's Hockey Championship. Et par Saint-Hubert, fier partenaire du championnat de hockey féminin U-Sport.
Welcome to Semifinal Saturday at the 2023 U-Sports Women's Hockey Championship on CBC. I am Daniela Ponticelli alongside Alex Cole, and we are inside Sepsum at the University of Montreal. The brackets are all set, and we begin now with the Consolation Semifinal between the top seed Toronto Varsity Blues and the number 4 seed UNB Reds. Alex, can you believe this is a consolation bracket game? Of course, this is really the epitome in a lot of ways of this national competition where it's anyone's game out there.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you think of these two teams, right, the Toronto Varsity Blues, #1 ranked coming into the tournament, they had won the OUA division and everybody thought that they would be huge favorites, and then they lose to Mount Royal, and it just goes to show how strong Canada West is. And then on the other end, you have the Reds, who obviously came in here a 4th seed, lost to the Carabin, which wasn't that much of an upset as we look at the brackets here. The Carabin, the 2nd place team in the RSEQ, and you know, the Reds, they won their division as well. And you know, for the AUS, it was a disappointing start to the tournament as both St. FX and New Brunswick lost. But as you were saying, it just goes to show how good these teams are.
And so a day 1 of upsets then gets flipped around for day 2, as you can see on the other side of the bracket there. UBC Thunderbirds, #1 in Canada West, they move on to the semifinal. And then the Concordia Stingers, of course, #1 in the RSEQ, also will be playing for a medal likely, right? That's the whole thing. If you get in the top 4, you know you're either playing for gold or you're playing for bronze. The consolation round, what you're playing for, 5th place, but it's more than that, Alex. It's also a chance to end your season on a high note, on a win, in your own control. And of course, to just spend one last time out there on the ice. Right now, the Reds taking the ice, and their graduating players, the story of this is so moving because their graduating players are the ones who came back with this team, who helped bring it into this new era of UNB Reds. Of course, they were out of the AUS for a while, and then they came back in. And so to know that those women were the ones to rebuild it is really something. We'll talk about the Varsity Blues in a moment, but first we're going to get set for the national anthem. So again, you're watching, this is the first consolation semifinal. We're going to see 4 games today. All 8 teams out on the ice here inside Sepsum. I am Daniela Ponticelli alongside Alex Cole, and you're watching U Sports on CBC.
They don't do it for the likes or for the shares. They do it for the fun of it, for the thrill, for the camaraderie, for the memories. CBC Sports, just because they love it.
Welcome back to the 2023 U Sports Women's Hockey Championship on CBC. We're getting set for the very first Consolation Semifinal between the Toronto Varsity Blues and UNB Reds, and right now getting set for the national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your hats and caps for our national anthems.
And there it goes. We are getting set for the first of 4 semifinal games now. If you're wondering how that makes sense, of course, this is the consolation bracket. The teams who were defeated in their quarterfinal will get a chance to play for the best they can, which is 5th place. But here's another quick look at that bracket. We have our other semifinalists going on into the championship rounds. MRU Cougars Carabin up first at 4:30 Eastern, and then UBC and the Concordia Stingers at 7:30 tonight. We'll figure out which medal they will be playing for. Daniela Ponticelli here alongside Alex Cole, and we're getting set. A quick look at your starting goaltenders. It will be in net for the top seed, Toronto Varsity Blues, Erica Fryer. She made 16 saves, did allow 3 goals against in that first quarter final, and then Kendra Woodland on the other side made 24 saves, but did allow 4 goals against. So that's what brought them down here. Again, Kendra Woodland, we talked about her. She is the top university player across all sports. Just goes to show the strength here in women's hockey. And we're getting set now for the opening face-off, and we are off in this consolation semifinal. The Reds are the team in their dark colors as the visitors, the lower seed. They came in ranked number 4 in the competition as the AUS champion.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, for both of these teams, it's going to be very important that they get off to very strong starts. And, you know, for Erica Fryer and Kendra Woodland, these are some games where they're just trying to redeem themselves from last time. Kendra Woodland was a huge reason why the Reds were able to win that AUS championship, and she wants to have a very solid night.
And already shots trying to get fired there. Frappier coming up on Keenan. And McDonald now for the Blues. The Blues are in white. They are the top seed. And again, in fact, all along the blue line here, Hilton trying to shoot it up forward. Céline Frappier, who's been phenomenal for this team. One of the comeback kids, as they like to say. She was out for injury to start and then had a tremendous season. And now a chance, and Fryer shuts it down early.
Yeah, great save there by Erica Fryer with the glove, and obviously a defensive breakdown there from the Varsity Blues, but Fryer just standing tall, getting out to the top of her crease, cutting down the angle. There's absolutely nowhere to go for the UNB shooter.
Taking this one just as quickly. Varsity Blues. Blinken, you missed that face-off win, carrying it quick. Getting some support now, Lauren McDonnell. And UNB will take it away. Or look, McDonnell fires one. Touches the body of Woodland. We could very well be in for that defensive battle. Carolyn Eagles, who opened scoring for the Varsity Blues on the ice as well. She was helped by Isabella Greco for that one. As Oideman gets in close and Fryer makes that save. Bats it away with intensity. Everyone fired up here. Yes, it's the consolation bracket, but you're still fighting, of course, for the best place, the best finish you can possibly get, and a chance to end with wins. Howland getting her stick on the puck. And now Smith. And the teams just getting a sense of one another. They have not played each other before. UNB's first Nationals appearance coming last year, and the Varsity Blues weren't in the mix then. Trussler, big shot to Omoto, and Omoto gets it in, or she could have been helped, but either way, Toronto on the board first.
Yeah, and a great shot there by the Varsity Blues to open up the scoring. And obviously, you know, for Sophie Graubarger, huge goal there.
There you go, she got that tip in.
Yeah, and Kendra Woodland could not see it. You know, there were defensemen right in front of her faces. We're gonna watch the replay here. The puck coming out in front, and then Graubarger getting the tip from her
Omoto, yes, Omoto was all in the right place, and so they'll go back to it right away. In fact, Sophie Graubarger was out again. And so the Reds getting tested early here. Graubarger getting some help from Athanasakos. Again, assist leader for the team, and Olivia Hilton checking her way into the slot. Reds will send it back. And Potter as well, goal scorer in that quarterfinal. The Varsity Blues putting away 2 against MRU Cougars' Caitlin Ross, another standout goaltender. And Hargraves will fire it up to Sear. And here she comes, getting in close, fires it, and what a save by Fryer. Fred Sear, another great player to watch for the Reds. UNB. And now making a play for Lillian George. Lillian George scoring the only goal for the Reds in that quarterfinal. Quarterfinal against the Montreal Carabins. And it was shorthanded at that, Alex. It was really tremendous here. Getting set up now, Eiley McEwen. And the Reds will fire it back. Maya Bowl. And so the goal, of course, from right in front of the net here. That Toronto goal from Sophie Graubarger, assisted by Taylor Trussler, according to our notes here.
Yeah, and for the Varsity Blues, obviously, just getting that first goal is huge for their energy, and they almost were able to get another one earlier, but Kendra Woodland was able to shut the door. But also on the other side, Erica Fryer making some very solid saves early with the pad, breaking up passes with her stick.
Yeah, right now the Reds have a slight edge on shots on goal, just 3-2 early on here in this first Consolation Semifinal. Teams are playing to play another day and end with a win here. Defeated teams will be done for the remainder of the tournament. Elena Wagstaff out there, finds the puck now in the near corner. Up to Bowl, and Isabella Greco will be going to the penalty box. She knows it for a tripping call, makes her way over there. And we'll see our first power play of this game, Alex.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, power plays and special teams are going to be very important for this game. And, you know, power play goals, the Reds, they had 15 throughout the regular season. They were 19th in U Sports. Not all that solid. In terms of penalty kill percentage, though, the Varsity Blues, they were 5th in U Sports, 92.7%. So we'll see how that goes here.
Yeah, and the Blues were 4 for 4 on the PK in their quarterfinal. And the other side of that, the UNB Reds were 0 for 3 on their power play, again against the Canadiens Thursday night. The Reds, Wagstaff likely making some adjustments there. Stratton as well on the ice. Wagstaff trying to get some help from Vannon Odeler. And a big wind-up shot, that goes just wide. Lauren Carter got to fire one off right there. Again, power play unit out on the ice right now for the Reds. With 1:15 left on the player advantage. Carter again settles it down, rims it around the back. Carolyn Eagles gets by one, looks for the tip in, oh, and it's up. Carter fires it again. What a sequence of saves there.
Yeah, that was incredible. The Toronto Varsity Blues defender there just getting their stick in the crease, making sure that puck doesn't go in the net. It was almost an own goal as they were kicking it in there. And then the Reds get a shot, and we're going to watch the replay here, and we'll see just how close it came as there was a bit of a defensive breakdown by the Varsity Blues, a great move by the Reds, and then a fake out there almost goes in the back of the net.
Fred Sear with the puck. A bit of a missed play there as the Reds collect themselves. McLean trying to meet the puck where it is, but instead 45 seconds left now on this UNB power play, the first of the game for either side. Maya Bowl trying to work it up the near side boards. Just trying to find an open lane. What a collision. McDonald just taking down George Sear now. Over on the other side, Hargraves. Looking to settle it down. And McLean. Again, the defense persistent from the Varsity Blues, what we've come to expect. Peyton Hargraves, the pass up there. Now trying to find some kind of room here on the outside. We're back to even strength, Alex, and first penalty kill of the game goes Toronto's way.
Yeah, absolutely, and it was a solid penalty kill at that. UNB, though, they almost got on the board there, but just some good saves by Erica Fryer, and then the defense was phenomenal.
And McEwen, just a gritty player for Toronto. Lindsay Smith playing keep away with the puck there. Grenier, the captain of the Reds, and one of their numerous graduating players. We will give a shout out to both teams' graduating players, but yes, as mentioned, Grenier's one of them. Tamina Keller, Ashley Stratton, Elena Wagstaff, Jenna McLean, Georgia Nystrom, Lauren O'Neill. Nope, not Lauren O'Neill. And neither Georgia Nystrom, sorry, Maya Bowl as well. Nystrom and O'Neill are first year, so they will be hanging on. They will be carrying forward the torch that has been passed. Céline Frappier, meanwhile, for the Blues, trying to get going here now. Oideman collecting the puck for UNB. And the Reds just, again, feeling out their timing here. Neither side has had too many shots on goal, but here could be another one. Racing to the puck, and Woodland will cover that up.
Yeah, and just a smart play there by Woodland, just getting the face-off, giving her players a break so that they can change lines. And, you know, one thing that I've noticed in this game is somebody who typically covers the RSEQ is we're seeing the AUS and the OUA teams here, they like to open up the ice a little bit more. What we see in the RSEQ is both teams really clog up the neutral zone, but here we see a lot more odd man breaks, and the teams are just allowed to utilize their speed, and there's a lot more space on the ice, and I think both teams are really starting to take advantage of that so far, and it's made it difficult for both goaltenders to feel out the offenses.
And just as quickly back into the neutral zone. That space on the ice, as mentioned, Graubarger and get her stick on the puck. Carter with a pass up. That gets intercepted, swept back. McLean, though, catches it. Puts on the speed. Looking for a chance here on Erica Fryer. Again, Toronto putting their bodies in the way, blocking those shots. Lauren Carter again will just chip it forward. Lauren Omoto, who was out on the ice with that first goal. Madeline Walsh as well for the Varsity Blues. And Toronto will just dump it down for UNB to find their way out. George on the ice again. So the UNB Reds are the team in black and red, of course, while the Toronto Varsity Blues, the lighter colored jerseys. And if you're just joining us, this is the first Consolation Semifinal. Second games for both these teams. Peyton Hargraves trying to fire a shot off. It stops by Katie McKenna out on the ice too. Eiley McEwen nearly with a feed there. Now another chance. Skims by Woodland stick side. Francesca Monti firing that one. McEwen again. Coming up on Drost. And now O'Neill, that pass off the stick of Eagles now. As it's been a bit of a back and forth affair. Coming up along the near side boards. Frappier in the mix for Toronto. Big shot fired by Hilton. Catches the traffic down the slot. And the puck is sent back. Again, seems like we're spending some more time here in the red zone right now. Toronto again, that soft little back pass from Frappier to Athanasakos. Athanasakos steering, driving control, looking for that centering feed. Potter picks it up in the neutral zone. Trussler, Toronto's captain, also responsible for an assist in their quarterfinal game.
Yeah, and you know, just right now the play it's sort of slowing down a little bit, especially the Reds right now. They're struggling to get out of their zone, and one thing I'm noticing is that the Varsity Blues are doing a great job along the boards of clogging the offensive zone and making sure that the Reds just cannot break out. Varsity Blues, though, they're not taking shots, and that's something that is going to be hard for Kendra Woodland to deal with, because as a goaltender, you want a lot of shots early in a game to get yourself into it, and the less shots you get, when you do get a shot, you're not going to be as ready for it, and I think we saw that on the opening goal as Toronto scored on their first shot of the game.
Alex, the shots on goal right now, 4-2 in favor of the Reds, so just tested only twice as Kendra Woodland. Part of that is all the blocks in front of her net. The pressure's been there. And now the Reds, again, just trying to work their system and get to that right place. Tamina Keller out on the ice too. Smith, some quick touches here. Back behind the net of Woodland. Keller trying to settle that down. Toronto in their own zone now. Looking to get settled. Eiley McEwen nearly beating the player on her. Jenna McLean coming up on some pressure there. Physical game early on here. It is the earliest game that has been played here at Sepsum for the 2023 U Sports Women's Hockey Championship. The earliest game of all 11, and a great save by Erica Fryer.
Yeah, and as you were saying, the earliest game, and sometimes it can be very difficult to get yourself up for a game at 10 a.m. I think for a lot of these players, it takes them back to their minor hockey days when they're getting up at 6 a.m. and going on road trips.
Oh, yeah. It's great to see, and of course there's a decent crowd, as to be expected anytime the Reds play. And now a chance in front of the net. It gets whistled down, though.
Yeah, Erica Fryer making two big saves there, one with the pad and then doing the butterfly slide, pushing off with her right leg, being able to get across the crease and then, you know, just stuff it at the line, making sure that that puck doesn't cross us. We're going to watch a replay here. The Reds are able to get the puck out in front. You see that big pad save, and then Fryer just making sure that her toe is on that post.
And the Reds trying to come away with that face-off, but Frappier will look to find McDonald. That tandem has been dangerous throughout the regular season. Now again, Varsity Blues will just fire it into the near side corner. The top seed, the OUA champions, of course, sent down to the consolation bracket after falling 3-2 to the MRU Cougars out of Canada West. They'll play the Carabin at 4:30 today. Now near side. Drost is in there for the Reds. Graubarger, the goal scorer to open things here today. And she was helped by Taylor Trussler on that. According to the stats, Omoto as well, getting her stick on the action. Walsh, Athanasakos now. Setting up, was looking for Trussler. Trussler has it. Now back to Walsh, keeping it in play. Toronto developing, winding up. We'll come back to Trussler down deep. Walsh, near side point. Keeping their sticks on the puck, or trying to, as the Reds now look to clear it out. And Nystrom was trying to get going there, but Graubarger sending it back, fired by Walsh, catches the body of Bowl. These are the Reds' veteran skaters here. Many you won't get to see playing in U Sports again. It's really tough to say, Alex, when you think about it. That this could be, or this very well is the last game for a few players.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, for these players, they want to have a very strong finish to their youth sports careers. If they win, if whoever wins today's game will have another opportunity to play tomorrow. And so, obviously, you want to finish out your career with 2 wins, get the 5th place finish.
Just get to play just that little bit extra hockey, right? Just have that moment with your team and celebrate all that you did to get to this moment. Now in the near side corner, Erica Fryer watching, peeking out from her blocker's side. As Toronto defends their end, a little faster than what we've seen, but just as quickly, Monty nearly losing it. Van Odler coming in quick, trying to find some room near side. Feed it into the slot, it gets stopped instead by Monty. Now we're along the far side wall. A board battle developing as we wind down to the final 3 minutes here of the first period. Reds looking to get on the board. Tamina Keller providing that pressure. Chipping it up to McLean, and Lauren Carter getting her stick on it. Now Carolyn Eagles fires it down. Using all spaces on the ice here, Tamina Keller. Short pass. Coming in close, Keller, save, score! UNB will not be denied again. Fryer made a save, but the rebound put away.
Yeah, and obviously that's a big play there for Ashley Stratton of the Reds scoring that goal. We're going to watch the replay again as Stratton puts it on net, and then she gets the rebound, right place, right time, and the Varsity Blues not clearing that rebound. You need a defender in front of that net. A bit of a lackadaisical play there as Emma Potter was just not able to get a stick on it. And just like that, it's 1-1, and the Reds, they had been jonesing for that goal for a long time.
And we had a quick shot of the Toronto bench there. Head coach Vicky Sun O'Hara, of course, a very well-respected 3-time Olympian. And now a chance. McDonald was set up, just couldn't get control of the puck fast enough. But Sun O'Hara, of course, of winning U Sports Women's Hockey Coach of the Year for the 3rd time. She is doing things right. There was a bit of a stoppage there. Oh, I understand now. There is a UNB Reds skater who's just being assessed out on the ice.
Yeah, Frédéric Cyr falling in the corner. Obviously, you hate to see that, as we hope she's okay.
So while that's happening, we'll return to just sort of the basics of this game so far. We're tied after just a tremendous effort by UNB. The momentum certainly feeling their way as they were just setting up. That was the sense I was getting. They were setting up their system, Alex. And they were getting shots on net when you look at the way things developed there. 7-2. And again, right now, if you're just joining us, it's the Consolation Semifinal, the very first one. There is a UNB player, Frédéric Cyr, who's just getting some help up from the trainers on the ice. Again, not going to draw any conclusions from that. Safety is paramount, but Cyr will not be going back to the bench right now. He'll be heading into the locker room. So Frédéric Cyr won't be on the ice, at least for now. We'll, of course, pay close attention to what happens and whether she returns to the ice. But it happened in the very next play of a fantastic goal scored by Ashley Stratton and assisted by Tamina Keller of the Reds. And now the Reds find themselves in a defensive zone draw. Madeline Walsh setting up from behind. Now Tasha Thanasakos. Walsh fires it. And just as Lauren Carter just sacrificing her body out on the ice, we've seen so many great blocks throughout this entire tournament. The defense has been on point. As the puck sails into the Varsity Blues zone, one thing to note is that we have not had any team go scoreless yet through this competition. Every team has put points on the board. Now another chance to add to it. Tamina Keller, just hungry for it. She is one of the graduating players. Paige Grenier as well, captain. A tremendous leader, says head coach Sarah Hillworth. Just in front of the net now. Kendra Woodland with a great save. Monty, as Varsity Blues will just try to find whatever angle they can get. They're going low, high. Eiley McEwen as well out on the ice. Now Abby Howland trying to get through this wall of Reds. UNB will shoot it down to make a quick change. Final minute of play here, Alex. Shots on goal. Interesting story it tells. 7-2 in favor of the Reds. So a low shooting first period, but so much action out on the ice.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think a big part of it is that the Reds, their defenders, are doing such a great job at blocking shots. The Varsity Blues just can't get anything on goal because the Reds are clogging up the shooting lanes.
And now Hilton exemplifying that there as the Reds look to move the puck. And they're not just making wily passes, much more controlled here in the early goings of this Consolation Semifinal, all tied at 1. 30 seconds to go here in the first 20. And McLean looking for Wagstaff. And again, getting in close down the slot, a good look. And Céline Frappier will fire off a shot again. That's just the third time the Varsity Blues have gotten in close to Woodland. But it is about efficiency when you think of it. As we head into the first intermission, both teams have a goal, Alex.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, it was a difficult period for the Reds to start. Obviously, they had most of the shots. They gave up an early goal. It felt like it was a bit deflating. They weren't able to score on the power play, but then they were able to just keep at it, and then they get that goal from Ashley Stratton, and it was a huge goal at that. But it sort of sparked the Varsity Blues. We saw in the ensuing play, they almost scored on a weird angle. The puck sort of rolled over the back of Kendra Woodland. She thought it may have been in the back of the net. The Blues were hoping it was as well. And then, you know, ever since then, they've been dominating in the red zone. So I think for the Varsity Blues, the key moving forward now is just to get shots on goal. They're missing the net a lot. There have been a few opportunities where they could have gone glove side on Woodland. They weren't able to.
And again, if you're just joining us, tied at 1 here through the first 20 of the first Consolation Semifinal. All 8 teams will be playing today. These are just the first 2. The Toronto Varsity Blues, #1 seed here at Nationals, and UNB Reds, they started in the 4th ranked spot. The best either of them could do, Alex, of course, is win this game and then win tomorrow to finish 5th. But it is all about that pride and making sure you finish strong here on the national stage. Shots on goal favoring UNB Red 8-3. And then face-off wins, just a slight edge from Toronto, 8-7. We'll be back with more. I'm Daniela Ponticelli alongside Alex Cole, and you're watching U Sports on CBC.
get the stories behind the glory. Watch, listen, stream, read CBC Sports.
Every year, U Sports presents a series of major honors to the top student athletes in each sport. Here are the nominees and the winner of the 2023 U Sports Hockey Community Service Award.
The nominees for the Marion Hillard Award to the student who excels in hockey, academics, and community involvement are les candidats pour le prix Marion Hillard pour l'excellence dans le hockey, les études et l'engagement communautaire sont des sports universitaires de l'Atlantique from the AUS, Ève Leblanc, Université St. Mary's University. Du réseau du sport étudiant du Québec from the RSEQ, Christina Coliza, Université McGill University. Du sport universitaire de l'Ontario from the OUA, Olivia Giardetti, l'Université Toronto Metropolitain, Toronto Metropolitan University. Et de l'Association Ouest Canadienne from Canada West, Tatum Amy, l'Université Mount Royal University. La lauréate du prix Marion Hillard pour l'engagement communautaire est, the winner of the Marion Hillard Award for Community Service is, Ève Leblanc, l'Université St. Mary's University.
Right now in the first intermission of the first semifinal consolation game, and it's all tied at 1. It's been a thrilling 20 minutes. Toronto Varsity Blues, the top seed, toppled by the number 8 MRU Cougars, who will be playing in the championship semifinal later today, and the UNB Reds, ranked 4th, taken down by the 5th-ranked host, the Montreal Carabins. So that's what ended up here this morning, the earliest game of the entire competition, but a lot on the line, a chance to play once more tomorrow and of course finish on a high, finish on a win to cap a tremendous season for both teams. I am Daniela Ponticelli alongside Alex Cole, and we'll be back with more. You're watching the 2023 U Sports Women's Hockey Championship on CBC.
U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
It's that moment again, the one you dream of every night. La seule chose qui te préoccupe, c'est la gloire. Le cheminement de la réussite, of pushing yourself further than ever before. But the true glory is in the shadows. Les sacrifices que tu fais, quand toutes les chances sont contre toi. When you can't push one more second, chase the glory. Visez haut.
Welcome back to the 2023 U Sports Women's Championship. And fans, you can get your hands on some great championship gear as each U Sports team's gold medal victory is celebrated with its very own commemorative apparel from Tillotson Sports. Fans of basketball's Carleton Ravens and Guelph Griffins in track have been flocking to shop.usports.ca to purchase their piece of history. On Monday, the championship collection from this championship weekend will be available for purchase. But hurry, supplies will go fast on this limited time offer. That's the championship collection on sale at shop.usports.ca. And it's all tied at 1 through the first 20 between the top seed Toronto Varsity Blues and the number 4 ranked, at least coming into this contest, UNB Reds. Both teams, the best they can do is get to 5th, and that would mean closing out with a win today and a win tomorrow morning. The Consolation bracket final will go at 11 a.m. Eastern, so this is the earliest game of the entire weekend. But this day, semifinal Saturday, is so much fun. All 8 teams will be taking the ice, so stay tuned to CBC and catch all the action. I'm Daniela Ponticelli alongside Alex Cole. And just a quick recap of what happened in that first 20 minutes. Toronto opening up scoring 2:24 into the first period there. Sophie Graubarger assisted by Captain Taylor Trussler. And then UNB's Ashley Stratton assisted by Tamina Keller at 17:20. But here's a quick snapshot, Alex.
Yeah, and you just look at it, the shots on goal 8-3, and it goes to show that UNB was really sort of the stronger team in terms of getting shots on goal. But when you look at the time of possession and face-offs, it was the Varsity Blues who were dominant, especially towards the end of that first period. The Varsity Blues were getting all sorts of shots off. It was just that so many blocks in front. UNB was doing a great job as well. And you look at the block shots, Toronto also doing a great job on that front. So it just goes to show that both of these teams are locking in. They got those first period jitters out of the way. Now they field each other out. These are two teams that never get to play each other during the regular season. So obviously it takes a little bit of time to really get into the game and know your opponent well. And I think, you know, these players, they're extremely talented. They've seen everything at this point. So these next 40 minutes are going to be a whole lot of fun.
It certainly will. And again, for one of these two teams, this is it. They have made it all the way to this national competition, doing their absolute best. Quick little look at the officials as well from across the country. And today, Brandy Dewar, Sienna Leffers, Melissa Brunn, and Sophie Thompson out on the ice. All set here, and we're underway in the second period. It's the first Consolation Semifinal. Chance to finish with a win. That does mean that there will be two teams out of the 8 who will go home with 2 losses to finish the weekend. But again, you made it all the way to this big stage, and both of these two teams have championships. Toronto with the OUA title, and then on the other side, the Reds in the AUS. Back-to-back as well at that for the Reds out of Fredericton, New Brunswick. And a quick save right away for Kendra Woodland. And she hasn't, we talked about it, hasn't been tested as much this game, considering in the first period only 3 shots registered. But that is a testament to the defense that's happening in front of her.
Yeah, absolutely. And for Kendra Woodland, you want shots from the outside like that. Those are the easiest shots to stop as a goaltender, and they allow you to get more of a feel for the game.
Carolyn Eagles now. She opened scoring for Toronto yesterday. Great heads-up player. Roll right in front of the net. That could have been a chance there. Peyton Hargraves. Lillian George was trying to find her. George again. And the Reds looking to send that one. Wow, the blocks just keep coming. You wouldn't have no idea this is any sort of consolation bracket. Both these teams giving it their absolute all, as to be expected from these very classy organizations. McDonnell. Up to Francesca Monti. And now Frappier will fire it. Oh, catches the stick of Woodland. She was all set up, squared off. Walsh. To McEwen, and McKenna out there as well for Toronto. Here come the Reds. Up along the right side. Getting in close. Wagstaff was set up. Great defense from the Varsity Blues. And a penalty coming.
Yeah, the Varsity Blues thought they were going to have a breakaway there, but instead it is going to be an interference call on Eiley McCown for the Varsity Blues. And, you know, UNB, they weren't able to score on their first power play, but now they're going to try again. And, you know, they had some shots. Erica Fryer was forced to make some saves, so we'll see what kind of puck movement they're able to do here.
Oh, the Reds nearly fired one right off. Keller was hungry for that. Keller, one of the graduating players for UNB. And their power play unit out on the ice. A minute 46 counting down here in arena. Will keep you up to speed on the time left here on the player advantage. Of course, Toronto effective in their one and only PK earlier. Low penalty games so far. We'll see how that goes. That has not been the case in some of the other games we've seen this weekend. And the Reds Carter coming up the ice, looking to cut in. She gets stopped. Puck stole. Potter just powerful shot down to Woodland. And now Jenna McLean, Abby Howland defending. As the power play time begins to wind down, final minute to go here. Lillian George needing 2 varsity Blues to cover. Now back behind the net. Sear out on the ice. Frederick Sear is back, folks. In the first period, needed to be assisted off the ice, but Fred Sear is out there right now and trying to make something happen on the power play.
Yeah, and just not able to really get anything going, but credit to the varsity Blues for doing a good job of sort of pinning the puck against the boards and taking as much time off the clock as possible. That's textbook penalty killing right there.
And Hargraves flanked by George and Sear. George will have to take the face off now. Bit of a soft win, but they get it anyhow. Tally Warren to Sear, to McLean. Tries to fire it, Frappier in the way. Hargraves keeps it in on the blue line. 25 seconds to go here in this power play for the Reds. Their second chance with the advantage. Again, McLean will fire it. Big save by Fryer. Off the body, I can feel that all the way up in the rafters here. Frappier now, short-handed, will get a shot off. Oh, what a visual trick there, Alex. Looked like it went in, but it didn't. Caught the backboards. Hargraves will send it the other way. We're back to even strength, but what an opportunity short-handed for the varsity Blues as we continue to develop the play here. The Reds now just stuck. Lauren Omoto providing that pressure. And the Reds will tuck it back in. Marley Vannon Odler. As the lines change, and here come the Blues getting in close. Jenna McLean all over the ice here for the Reds, and now Potter for the Blues. Trying to set that up, and Natasha Athanasakos right by the net. Trussler now playing keep away. Potter behind the net. Trussler shoots, and Woodland saves it, sends it back on the ice. And so the Reds will just clear it out of the way, get that pressure off them. And a chance. Fryer just kicks it away to play on. Some of the best looks we've seen so far, Alex.
Yeah, absolutely, and just some big saves all around from both goaltenders. Both teams are really into this one now, and we're seeing a lot more sort of fast breaks up and down the ice. Both offenses gain a ton of great looks, and we look at the Reds here as the shot on goal, a big save there by Erica Fryer, just standing up the whole way.
And the Reds, of course, getting that offensive zone draw, but bringing it right to the boards. We've seen these battles playing out here. Hargraves in the mix for the Reds. Tally Warren trying to give chase. They'll likely just, no, it won't be iced. And so they'll continue on. Carolyn Eagles will just fire one down. Looking, of course, to get that rebound and help out. Eagles again. McNinch, and then fires it on Woodland. A chance here for the Reds. Carter, stopped by Fryer. And the Blues just sticking to UNB like glue the way they're playing. Madeline Walsh looking for some support. The Reds shoot towards the net, and Fryer nearly gets caught out of position for the rebound, but that time there was no UNB Red waiting for it. And so McLean will carry it through again, looks for a little soft tap in, doesn't get it. The chances, though, mounting here for New Brunswick. And McLean now on the other side of the ice. Looking for those passes. Walsh for the Blues. Up to McDonald, back to Walsh. And Omoto. With a board pass to McDonald. Now a chance, getting in close, and that one's just high. But another good play developing from Nikki McDonald. Lauren Omoto up to Howland. And it'll be an offside. Oh no, a tripping call rather, being assessed to the UNB Red, so we'll see our very first Toronto power play.
Yeah, absolutely, and this is going to be huge for the varsity Blues, and they have an incredible power play. They had 31 power play goals this year, second in all of U Sports. In terms of penalty killing, the Reds very solid, 7th in U Sports at 91.7%.
And so the Blues have the player advantage. Potter teeing things up for Captain Trussler. And now back and forth, Potter again. Looking for all kinds of space here. Olivia Hilton as well out on the ice for this line. But the Reds will bat it away now. UNB went 0 for 3 on the penalty kill in their game. In the quarterfinal, I just need to get back to that, but quick. Trussler back to Potter. So even though the shot is blocked, maintains possession here. Potter again with a shot down. Just trying to find those open lanes and create some space. Graubarger out on the line too. She opens scoring here for the Blues. Natasha Athanasakos as well has been incredible. Potter teeing up. Hilton, big shot. That's stopped by Jenna McLean. She gets some save credits tonight here. 40 seconds to go on this Toronto power play. And that crowd you hear all the way from Fredericton, New Brunswick, I tell you, the UNB Reds travel well. And Toronto's McDonald. McDonald now coming down the ice with 23 seconds to go here on the power play. Into the near boards. Frappier. Trying to get past this Reds wall. And again. Teeing up. Eagles. To Frappier, back behind the goal line. And no one there to catch it. The Reds will send it back. They are all clear now on the kill. Sear will shoot. It's stopped. And what a way to come back after just staving them off. And by the way, this is not the only championship hockey taking place this weekend. The men's championship also happening right now. The 2023 Cavendish Farms Universe Cup out of PEI. You can catch all the action on CBC.
Yeah, and Caitlin McKnight going to the box there. So now UNB gets their third power play of the game. 0 for 2 so far. A big opportunity coming up right now for them.
Yes, exactly. So another chance here for the Reds. Their third power play opportunity of the game. Warren's out there, McKnight as well. So it was a delay of game call. And a quick whistle.
Yeah, and you know, one thing that I liked on that last sequence, Frédéric Cyr going to the goal. Obviously, it was a 2-on-1, and one could say, well, why don't you pass on that play? But we saw the first goal that the Reds were able to score was a shot on goal, a pad save, and then a rebound going in the back of the net. And I think that's exactly what Sid was going for. She had a teammate trailing her and was trying to pop that in the back of the net.
Analysis this game brought to you by Alex Cole. Thanks, and we're back to it here. Minute 25 to go in this power play for UNB. They have yet to get going with the extra player. And what a kick save by Fryer, just completely dialed in today. Tally Warren working with Wagstaff there for the Reds to free up this puck. 55 seconds to go here in this power play for UNB, and they'll whistle it down just to keep the play going. Stratton was also in the mix.
Yeah, and so the Varsity Blues, one thing they've done so well on the penalty kill has just been clogging the shooting lanes. They're playing a perfect box penalty kill, and they're just making sure that, you know, nobody sort of strays too far away from the box. They're just very calculated in the way they play their special teams, and I think the Reds are definitely getting a bit frustrated.
And so the Reds giving chase. Now, one thing UNB can be proud of is that in their appearances last year, they weren't able to score in the semifinal nor the final game that they played. And so that really left them hungry for more. Oh, what a chance. That would have been a good one. Just a missed timing there from Sear. It was all wound up down the slot. Back behind. Into the far corner. Peyton Hargraves switching out. Keenan will head out as the clock winds down. Another special teams win there for the Varsity Blues. Even strength. As the play goes into the near side of the Toronto zone. Frappier will take it away. Working up fast, just firing it down to give them some time to get the change out. And the Reds just forcing the puck back down deep. Here's a chance. Fired up high, sticks flying all over the ice. That was Nystrom grabbing that opportunity, but here comes Trussler. Just getting by one or another. Those stretch passes coming to effect. Alex will break that down in a moment. The Reds, again, keeping it out of their end. Still tied at 1 how we entered the second period. But Alex, yes, what are you seeing out there on the ice?
Yeah, I think, you know, on that occasion, the Reds, they just weren't able to pick up on Taylor Trussler coming across the back end on a line change and then just being able to sort of get in behind the defense. But then a good job by the Reds defenders to pivot very fast and be able to get back there so that Trussler couldn't even get a shot on goal.
Well, here's Toronto trying to get shot on goal number 6, maybe goal number 2. That is how few it's been, at least noted here. 16 shots on goal so far for the Reds. As they go back down. And just to kind of give some perspective on those shots on goal, in their quarterfinals, it was the Reds who were outshot by the Carabins 28-14, Alex. So they're all fired up and kind of showing a bit of that strength here against Toronto, but the score ultimately still tied at 1.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Carabins, you know, that's a very hard team to play against.
And right in front of the net, that could have been a quick opportunity to get the lead. Toronto just getting so close. The Reds going for it. Sydney Oideman back along the near side boards. O'Neill, but a steal there by McKenna, looking for McEwen, and that gets stopped. Both teams using their speed in front of the net. And what double saves by Woodland. Can't talk fast enough to keep up with these saves. And so Toronto will set up again. And that gets disrupted. The stick handling from both these teams, incredible today. McLean losing the puck behind her, but the Reds will maintain control. Lindsay Smith, a player who Coach Sarah Hillworth says has really found herself in that defensive position. She was up and down earlier in the season, but has now settled into the fact that she's just a solid defenseman. And the Reds, Mackenzie Keenan now out on the ice. Looking ahead for Carter. Callie Warren as well. For Graubarger, the one to open scoring, and then McDonald nearly firing in a second. Toronto. Now Stratton getting in close and covered up by Fryer. What a save for Toronto.
Yeah, absolutely. There is Erica Fryer. She's just been on top of things all game long, has seen 17 shots, has made 16 saves. You're about 93% save percentage, all things considered, and that's just a phenomenal job. And obviously Erica Fryer, that's in line with how she's been this season, 93.6% on the regular season for her save percentage.
4.5 to go here in the second, and no one yet to touch twine in this period. See if that changes here. Again, this is the first Consolation Semifinal, and it's felt so big as both these teams could have easily found themselves on the championship side. The top seed Toronto Varsity Blues and number 4 ranked UNB Reds. Sear out there getting in close to the net with George. One of their top lines. Van Odler looking to keep the puck in the blue line. Can't do it. Icing will be waved off as McDonald rushes down. And Woodland makes the save.
Yeah, I like that wraparound opportunity there by the Varsity Blues. And I think they're in a situation the last few minutes where they just want to get shots on goal. They just want to see if something will maybe stick. You know, you throw something against the wall and you just try to hope that something goes in, and that's sort of what's happening here. But Kendra Woodland, she's doing a great job of staying ready for these shots, even though she hasn't gotten a ton of action in this game.
Nystrom now for the Reds, getting caught up along the boards. Grenier looking to help. McKenna, and then up to Howland for Toronto. Reds defense has really been dialed in here this morning. As Smith now getting beat by Howland in front of the net, saved by Woodland, but that would have gone 5-hole otherwise.
Yeah, and Woodland just staying ready in net, staying tall in the goal there, and you gotta love that save. 5'7", one of the taller players on the Reds roster, and just being able to get to the top of the crease. And her pads, they're all black, so you know, for the Varsity Blue shooters, they just have a shot in front of the net, and all they see is a wall of black. They cannot get that puck past.
And Potter will shoot it down. Natasha Thanasagos coming up on plenty of pressure here from the Reds. UNB's Wagstaff. Trying to find Maya Bowl. Bowl out on the ice, Warren as well. As the teams play on Wagstaff. Approaching the final 2.5 minutes of the second period. McDonald for the Blues. Coming up on McLean, looking to free that puck. Into the neutral zone, Céline Frappier. McDonald now. Frappier. Oh, and it's high, and the crowd reacts to it. I talked about the fans for the Reds, but there, of course, are fans here supporting the Varsity Blues. It is the earliest game of the entire tournament, so it is a smaller crowd, but a respectful one.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, for both of these teams, Fredericton, New Brunswick, about 8.5 hours away, Toronto about 6.5. So, you know, it's a long drive for these families, but, you know, they want to support their kids and their endeavors here. And obviously, it's a huge support system, and I'm sure the players really appreciate it, especially being so far from home.
Just under 2 minutes to go here in the second. And Keller will bat the puck down, keep it in play. Walsh sending it into the red zone. Woodland nearly back behind the net there. Eiley McEwen circling for a chance here. And it's good! Toronto with their second goal of the game to take the lead.
Yeah, and that was a great job there out in front as Eiley McCown just had the right idea, being able to take a quick shot that beats Kendra Woodland. And I think we're going to watch the replay here, and the puck.
Howland, yes, Howland to McEwen, and McEwen has been waiting for it, just circling, as I had said earlier, exactly where the puck needed to be. I thought she was going to put one away in the first game. Well, she gets it in the second.
Yeah, and just going top shelf there, I think Woodland got a piece of it, but just a well-crafted shot, and the Reds, they need to do a better job of making sure nobody is able to get in front of their goaltender and get those shots in the slot.
So now the Reds even more fired up. They've been out shooting Toronto throughout this game from the get-go, but the Varsity Blues able to capitalize on those chances when they get them. Trussler now feeling the momentum here in the final minute of play for the second period, getting past a number of Reds players, weaving around to the far side. And Eagles now, she'll send it down with some traffic. Again, a big goal by Eiley McEwen, assisted by Abby Howland. Those two tremendous for the Varsity Blues. And another chance. Oh, that just tipped up high. Nikki McDonald, though, was right there, Alex.
Yeah, and those sort of pass shots are always so fun to watch. And, you know, as a player, you're trying to tip that puck right into the back of the net. And sometimes it's really, really hard to be able to just sort of capture the momentum of that puck. The puck is traveling at such a high speed that you can't really tone it down a little bit, and unfortunately there for the Varsity Blues, they just couldn't convert.
And now the Reds, though, setting up for Paige Grenier. She was near the net. Keenan to Grenier. Keenan again, getting in close. Grenier shoots, just catching Blues bodies here. And Nystrom as well, can't get past Nikki McDonald. And that's how it'll end, with fiery excitement if you're a Blues fan, as they take the lead 2-1 after what felt like a bit of a standoff for a while there, Alex.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, if you sort of look at the screen right now, you can see the shots on goal, 19-9 in favor of New Brunswick. And that sort of goes into my point, the point I was about to make, which is really, if you were the Reds or a fan of the Reds, you probably expected to be up, or at least tied after this second period. But the Varsity Blues just making no mistake on their shots. They're picking better spots, and ultimately it's working out for them. Power plays also, New Brunswick 0 for 3 on the power play. That's not going to be good enough to get it done. You need to score goals when you're on the power play. Face-offs, New Brunswick, they're coming back into the game. It was the Varsity Blues dominating that. And then also block shots. New Brunswick, they could have 37 shots on goal right now if it weren't for all these block shots.
Wow,
18.
when you think of that, right, puts it in such great perspective, just in terms of what has been developing here. And this is the consolation bracket. This is why you tune in for every single game. It looks like Taylor Trussler's ready now for an intermission interview with our very own Isabelle Germain.
Taylor, I know today's not the game that you guys want to be playing in, but you had yesterday off. Tell us maybe what the team did to regroup ahead of this consolation final.
Yeah, you know, we were obviously a little disappointed with the outcome in our game. We kind of just figured we got to regroup, put it behind us, and try to push past. You know, we're obviously not done yet, so we want to give our chance the best opportunity for success moving forward.
Well, you're doing a good job so far in this game. Maybe a few adjustments for your team, but as the captain of this group and maybe the last time we get to see you in this varsity blues uniform, what does this weekend mean for you?
You know, it means a lot to me. We got a special group of girls, you know. We've had a lot of new people in our lineup since last time we were at Nationals, so I think it's a good experience to get to do this again with this group of girls.
Taylor, we've been talking about the ice surface all week long and just how much room there is out there. I've noticed a few adjustments on your power play and maybe a little bit more aggressive along the wall, but is that where you're finding success today in the 2 goals?
Yeah, you know, we've noticed with the teams we've been playing this weekend that they collapse a bit more in the middle than what we're used to maybe in the McCaw game. So we're kind of trying to use the outside flanks to our advantage.
Taylor, I know you got some encouragement from Marie-Philippe Poulin, one of your idols, and she's been watching all weekend long. So I hope you get some inspiration from Montreal, and we wish you the best luck in the 3rd period.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
A great interview by our very own Isabelle Germain with Toronto's captain Taylor Trussler, who now heads into the locker room with a 2-1 lead, Alex. It's going to be a fun final 20 and then some. We have had 1 overtime period throughout this competition so far, and I'm expecting some more bonus hockey throughout the weekend. You're watching the 2023 U Sports Women's Hockey Championship on CBC.
Get the stories behind the glory. Watch, listen, stream, read CBC Sports.
Every year, U Sports presents a series of major honors to the top student athletes and coaches in each sport. Here are the nominees and the winner of the 2023 U Sports Fox 40 Coach of the Year Award.
Here are the nominees for the 2023 Fox 40 U Sports Women's Hockey Coach of the Year Award. Voici les candidats pour le prix de l'entraîneur de l'année Fox 40 U Sport. Des sports universitaires de l'Atlantique from the AUS, Ben Berthiaume, Université Saint-FX University. Du réseau du sport étudiant du Québec from the RSEQ, Dominique Desmarais, Université Bishops University. Du sport universitaire de l'Ontario from the OUA, Vicky Sunahara, l'Université de Toronto, University of Toronto. Et de l'Association Ouest Canadienne from Canada West, Howie Draper, l'Université de l'Alberta, University of Alberta. Le ou la lauréate du prix Fox 40 en tant que l'entraîneur de l'année est, the winner of the Fox 40 Coach of the Year Award is, Vicky Sunahara, l'Université de Toronto, University of Toronto.
And we are in the second intermission now of the first Consolation Semifinal. It is semifinal Saturday at the 2023 U Sports Women's Hockey Championship. Toronto Varsity Blues up 1 now on the UNB Reds after 40. Will be a thrilling final 20 ahead. I'm Daniela Ponticelli alongside Alex Cole. We'll be back. You're watching U Sports on CBC.
This season, catch the best in Atlantic University sport excitement at home or on the go with AUS TV. Soccer, rugby, football, volleyball, hockey, basketball, and more. Tune in at AUSTV.ca. All your favorite university teams showcasing their talents in one place. AUS TV, powered by Bell Alliant. They bring it to the court. They bring it to the field. They bring it to the ice. And now they bring it to you. Presented by Subway, the official fuel of Atlantic University sport.
Hey U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
It's that moment again, the one you dream of every night. La seule chose qui te préoccupe, c'est la gloire. Le cheminement de la réussite, of pushing yourself further than ever before. But the true glory is in the shadows. Les sacrifices que tu fais, quand toutes les chances sont contre toi. When you can't push one more second, chase the glory. Visez haut.
This period of U Sports on CBC is presented by. Cette période d'hockey universitaire vous est présentée par Saint-Hubert, proud partners of the U Sports Women's Hockey Championship, fier partenaire du championnat de hockey féminin U-Sport.
Welcome back to semifinal Saturday here at the 2023 U Sports Women's Hockey Championship. I am Daniela Ponticelli alongside Alex Cole. It's been such a treat to call this game with you, and it's been a fun game to get things going. 10 a.m. start. Might not sound early, but when you consider, of course, that players have to get here, warm up, and everyone's all fired up early, it is early, but it's fun, and this is a big, busy day. Of course, the next Consolation Semifinal will get going at 1 p.m. Eastern, and then 4:30 Championship Semifinal number 1 between the MRU Cougars and the Montreal Carabins, and then Semifinal 2, 7:30 p.m. tonight. The Concordia Stingers taking on the UBC Thunderbirds. Right now, though, Toronto Blue, seed of this entire tournament, facing the number 4 seed, UNB Reds, in the consolation bracket. So what they're fighting for is a chance to win today, hopefully win tomorrow, and on a high note, and finish 5th in the overall standings here.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you look at this game, whoever wins this game is going to play the winner of St. FX and Nipissing, which is the game at 1 p.m. And overall, these 4 teams, they're just, as you said, looking to end their seasons on a high note, win 2 games in a row to end it. And even though you don't come with a medal, you do get 5th place. And obviously, there's so many teams in U Sports, finishing 5th is pretty good.
Yes, what great perspective, Alex. I just to get to this stage, and now a chance. Hilton wrapping around, and Kendra Woodland had a good read on that. Overall, the Reds out shooting the Blues here through 40, but hasn't shown up on the scoreboard just yet. As Toronto back and forth, Captain Trussler already with an assist today. Another shot and makes it. Potter finds The space to get by Woodland, and it's honestly making me speechless because to find such a small gap, Alex, and she did it.
Yeah, absolutely. And Kendra Woodland a little bit surprised that that goal went in and kind of checking the post because we've had problems with the nets here all day. And then obviously that puck going right past the pad of Woodland. And as I mentioned the nets, I think in Woodland's head, perhaps the net came off a little bit, and we see it on the replay here. The net did budge a little bit to the left, and I think that's why Woodland was a bit upset. But that's something we've seen a lot over the past 2 days at Sepsum, and the goalies, it's something they have to deal with.
And so now the Reds find themselves with a 2-goal deficit early on here in the third, and a bit unexpected. Everything has sort of taken time to develop. Just very quickly in terms of the goals here. So Emma Potter, of course, putting that one away just 40 seconds into this period. Taylor Trussler helping her, and Sophie Graubarger, who opened up scoring earlier. So, and then everything else has developed later, like that goal by Toronto's Eileen McEwen to get the go-ahead. It was later on in the second. She was assisted by Abby Howland on that one. Another chance, though. They'll just take it right in front of Erica Fryer, but she'll make that save no problem. So again, Toronto showing their strength here. They were the top seed, the OUA champs, coming into this event. And Carolyn Eagles. Toronto getting caught up in their own zone there as they look to free it. Ashley Stratton. And here comes Tally Warren for the Reds. And Lauren Omoto, who did end up getting a credit on the assist for that very first goal today. She's out on the line. Eileen McEwen's already put one by. And now the Reds are going to pinch in to come out. Paige Grenier, quick little chip up. Fresh legs on the ice, and getting in close there, Erica Fryer stopping the puck.
Yeah, and you know, for the Reds, their comeback here, it's only a 2-goal deficit. It's a cliche in hockey, but the 2-goal lead is the worst lead you can possibly have. But when you have a goaltender like Erica Fryer on the varsity blue side, it's very hard to give up a lead like that because you have to put into perspective. If the Reds want to win this game, they're going to have to put at least 4 goals past Erica Fryer. Her goals against average on the season, 1.39, and she's just been so solid all season long. An 8-3 record, sharing the goaltending duties with senior goaltender Madeline Albert. So, you know, for the Reds, like I said, it's going to be very difficult to get back in this game. You've already taken so many shots, upwards of 20 so far, and you've only been able to score 1. It's going to be hard, but they just need to stick with the game plan. Otherwise, this game is going to slip away.
And there's still plenty of time, of course, because that third goal coming just 40 seconds in here. A reminder that UNB had 1 goal in their 4-1 loss to the Carabins. Spoiling things, I guess, for Aubracine. But Lillian George, shorthanded, did it. Just fired up, and we'll see how things develop. Right now, special teams have not really been kind to either side. Toronto able to get these goals 5-on-5. And they've had chances, both sides, to get going. If you're just joining us, this is the Consolation Semifinal as Abby Howland goes down, and she's on the ice. She'll get back up, though, and play on. And the varsity Blues coming off quick, looking for McKnight there off the bench. And we heard from Captain Taylor Trussler of the Blues heading into the second intermission, just about, you know, finding success out on the flanks. And that's where we're seeing them right now. Reds providing some smothering defense here as they look to change things up and get some more goals on the board. Again, the defeated team here, this is it. This is their final time out on the ice here in Montreal. Now Paige Grenier, one of the graduating players for the Reds. Their captain, their fearless leader, who's been tremendous. And so many of their graduating players, by the way, are folks who came in with that first recruitment class. The Reds now setting up. Potter getting in the way. Potter had that goal earlier today and also goal in the quarterfinal. They were defeated. Graubarger looking for Trussler again. The Reds, absolutely no quit from Lillian George. You just won't see it. Now Sear to George. Oh, and it's just missed. Sear again. Sear, who, by the way, went off the ice in the first intermission with some kind of injury, but is back. And also one of the graduating players who will be missed from this program. And again, Fred Sear providing now some checking on Carolyn Eagles, as O'Neill for the Reds is out too. And Toronto's McDonald. McDonnell, rather, coming up, dropping pass to Madeline Walsh. The Varsity Blues slowing things down here. They have the 3-1 lead. That third goal coming just 40 seconds in. And now a chance the other way. Bull going for the shot. No one there to tip it back in, but what a stick save by Fryer. And Keenan now for the Reds, trying to meet the puck where it is. As Potter has been just dominant here for Toronto. Looking for Eiley McEwen, also a goal scorer today. Howland nearly with the tip in that time. McKenna trying to get to Howland. Potter now, up to McEwen. McEwen looking for McKenna there, and that one just bad bounce. Toronto playing with a fire. They want this score to be 4 or 5, whatever they could get. Pushing in close again. They're the team who's actually been outshot throughout this entire game as the Reds try to rush up. Great edge work by both sides. As Fryer makes yet another save, and I'll get the official tally on that, but Alex, what are you seeing develop out there?
Yeah, well, you know, it just seems like the Reds are having a hard time getting out of their own zone and getting through the neutral zone. Obviously, they were able to get a shot there, but the Varsity Blues, I think they're very content with just sort of playing around in the neutral zone and taking as much time off as possible. As we see a shot there, a big blocker save from Fryer, who batted it down right in front of her, and then the Reds unable to get the rebound. And that's been a big problem for the Reds, is not getting bodies in front of the net to get those second and third opportunities.
And so the Consolation Semifinal will continue here with a 3-1 lead for the Varsity Blues, as Lindsay Smith tries to find her teammate. And both of these goaltenders have been just tremendous, have played so many minutes during playoff games, and now Kendra Woodland likely tested again. Athanasakos to Graubarger, can't connect. Trussler giving chase. Trussler, by the way, with 2 assists already just in today's game. As the Blues remain patient, and the Reds take a bit of a physical bump there. That was Lillian George. And so O'Neill will just try to settle it down here. Up to Hargraves. That'll be whistled down. This, again, not the only championship taking place this weekend. So much great U Sports athleticism on display. CBC Sports is your home of the 2023 U Sports Women's Volleyball Championship, presented by Mikasa, live from Vancouver. The consolation round is exclusive to CBC Sports YouTube channel, while championship semifinals are on the CBC Gem, cbcsports.ca, and CBC Sports YouTube channel. And that's a good time to interrupt that read, as Howland had a good chance on Woodland. And the play continues. The Reds looking to get just a few more past Erica Fryer. They've had some great looks so far. But UNB has been just settling into this. Last year they were shut out of both their semifinal and final games, but they were on the championship side of the bracket, so they finished 4th. And of course, a win today would allow them to at least try to finish 5th. That's the best you can do in the consolation bracket. But the top seed, Toronto Varsity Blues, not making that easy. Now Blues. The chance here, setting up behind the net. Keenan, Bowl rather, getting in there for the Reds. Omoto over to Walsh and Isabella Greco rather. She finds it, shoots towards the net as she leaves. Keeps the play in the red zone. Oh, Athanasakos with a soft touch. He's looking to get it to Graubarger, Omoto, Walsh, and now Omoto as well. Athanasakos keeping it in, nearly. Back to Lauren Omoto. Send it down, new lines out, including Céline Frappier for the Blues. McDonnell providing some defense. Potter changing it up to Trussler. Now Frappier. Frappier all alone, doing the work, and it's gloved by Woodland.
Yeah, and that's a huge glove save there, obviously keeping this score 3-1, and it'll be up to Kedra Woodland to keep this score as is so that she can continue giving her team a chance to come back in this game. The only problem is that the Reds really haven't developed any big scoring chances over the course of the last few minutes. The Varsity Blues just doing a phenomenal job of clogging up all the lanes and, you know, just dwindling this period down.
Frappier now for the Blues, fighting for it along the blue line. Into the far side wall. George trying to get her stick on it for the Reds. Of course, McDonnell making that very difficult. So Frappier will try to fire one down deep, but Fred Sear picks it up along the near boards. Up now on the left. Looking for a little back and forth. Get the puck moving. Sear now. Back to O'Neill. The Reds putting in some time here in the offensive zone, but time is winding down as we approach the final 8 minutes in the third, and a chance for a Reds comeback. Wagstaff looking for some help there. She's set up. Now back behind the net. As the Blues able to clear out the puck. The Reds now Maya Bowl. Graubarger ends up nearly losing her stick there. Keeps it on the ice. Fighting for it. The Reds every time they try to push it forward, it comes right back. And here, they want to get going now. Elena Wagstaff has been able to do it before. Into the near corner. These board battles have been aplenty in this consolation bracket. Kendra Woodland will just watch the puck go by. Taylor Trussler up to Hilton. And now Potter. Skating away, trying to find that lane. Potter to Walsh, it's a bit high. As the Reds looking to get out of their own zone. Tamina Keller will make the pass and sets up. No one in the slot there to carry it forward. The Reds in deep, looking on, trying to get this comeback going here as the clock continues to wind down, approaching the final 6 minutes now. Big shot by O'Neill in front of the net, and it just bounces out. Momentum building here, Vanden Odler. Toronto trying to snuff that out in the far corner. And the Reds unable to maintain possession now. Here comes Céline Frappier. She whips on the pass. But a good look and a chance again for the Varsity Blues to keep that 3-1 lead alive. Big collision behind the net. There's been few opportunities for special teams, but neither side has been able to capitalize on them as it is. So it's been actually all even strength so far. Now McEwen with a shot. Wow, off the body of Woodland. Varsity Blues again find themselves behind the net of the best university player in all sports, Kendra Woodland, who's covering up the puck quick as McEwen flies towards the net.
Yeah, and that was another great save there by Woodland, just, you know, sort of being that last line of defense, making those saves, a lot of pad saves down low, but all credit to the Varsity Blues, the way they've been able to develop the play here in the third period. It really felt like New Brunswick dominated the first two periods. Ultimately, some puck luck put them down 2-1, but then in the third period, the Varsity Blues sort of said, you know what? If we can get a 2-goal lead, we're going to take this all the way home, and that's exactly what they did 40 seconds in, and since then, it's been all Toronto.
Natasha Athanasakos not winning that one for the Varsity Blues. So here comes George of the Reds. They've got less than 5 minutes to mount this comeback if it's happening in the consolation bracket. Otherwise, this is it for UNB at this national tournament. Again, you're watching the first consolation semifinal. Over on the men's championship, they are completely one and done. There is no consolation bracket. So this is a great opportunity for these players to have a chance to earn that 5th place and to finish with a win on the season and kind of regain some control. A quick update as well, that talking about these Toronto goals, that was Emma Potter's 2nd of the tournament, along with Taylor Trussler's 2nd and 3rd assists. Here comes Frappier though, and right in front of the net, it's stopped by Woodland with a soft touch. Trussler was hoping to feed that one to Frappier. Now another chance. Omoto to Frappier. Walsh on the other side, sending it back for the Blues. And the Reds again just trying to settle in and see what they can add to their total. Looking for the tip in from Nikki McDonald. The Blues are heating up here. Now in the slot, Lauren Omoto keeping it in for Toronto. Frappier circling back. McDonald now. Looking again for Frappier. No, McDonald will keep it up along the boards. Loose puck though, gets on the stick of Elena Wagstaff. And it'll be a collision there. Wagstaff is good in the sense that she's at least getting up, but what a physical play. Whistles have been at a premium this game. Tamina Keller setting up for the Reds. Now along the far side wall, Back to Keller. Between the legs, stick handling. Eiley McEwen, though. Tough one to get by for the Varsity Blues. The Reds again. Teeing up. Come back. We'll need to start quick here as the clock is winding down. Final 2:40 in the third period and an empty net. So the extra attacker out on the ice here for the Reds. 6 on 5. Trying to get going. Jenna McLean is out there along with Hargraves. And a chance. Shoot on Fryer. She'll make the save. And then she gets bowled over, and now we'll see a little bit of retaliation for that.
Yeah, as Erica Fryer going down there, and as you know in hockey, never touch the goalie. Is the opposing defense is always going to have something to say about that. And obviously for New Brunswick, you knew they were going to take out the goalie, and already that sixth man sort of paying dividends there as they were able to finally create a chance. And we're going to see head coach Sarah Hillworth here call a timeout and sort of just get the squad together.
And I want to say this about Hillworth. I mean, again, what a fantastic year for Hillworth. Helped Canada to their FISU gold medal, of course, at the helm for that team, along with assistant coach Kyle McDonald, by the way. And then as well, getting ready to celebrate the birth of her very first child, Alex. She told me before this tournament she's so thrilled and so excited about that moment, but she's also so disheartened and saddened to see all the players who really believed in her to bring back this UNB Reds team, of course, graduating and moving on. And right now, with 2:24 to go, it's not looking very good for the Reds, but there's still plenty of time. That's the beauty of hockey, and that's why we're all fans of this game and why we love it so much. Anything can happen out on the ice, and so Sarah Hillworth has that championship experience, as does Vicky Sun O'Hara. That's not taking anything away from the Toronto bench and all they've been able to put together this season. Amidst adversity as well, both these teams have faced it. And here the Reds go. They've taken that moment to regroup. There's 6 Reds out on the ice right now. Goaltender pulled. And a chance for Fred Sear to maybe connect. A little shot down there by Monty. Definitely not aimed fully for the net, but you might as well if you can. Taylor Tressler as well, just shooting up high. And Graubarger getting in close. Lillian George will handle this now for the Reds. Moving the puck up quick, and a penalty is coming, though, against the Reds. And a very, very unfortunate time for UNB fans. Of course, both teams have been good to go. Oh, never mind. I misread that, Alex. Yes, it's against Toronto, so this is actually a very well-timed power play. There we go.
Yeah, a great opportunity for the Reds, but one thing that's sort of discussed sometimes about taking a penalty when the other team has pulled their goalie is it actually gives you a chance to aim for the net, and you actually have an opportunity to ice the puck, right? Because now the Varsity Blues, their instinct, right, is they're in their own zone. They can dump the puck down and try to go for a goal, but if it misses the net, it's an icing. Now, they have one person less on the ice, but the caveat is that they can sort of aim for the net. So it's give or take. Obviously, you don't want to be down, 6 on 4. But if there's any sort of silver lining to that for the Varsity Blues, it's that they can be a little bit more chancy with the way they play with the puck in their own zone here.
Great perspective. Alex Cole actually has played as goalie, so really, really great insight. Appreciate it. And I mean, can appreciate what Erica Fryer has been able to put together for Toronto. 1:34 to go, and right now it will be 6 on 4 as Kendra Woodland has been pulled from the UNB Reds net, and 2-minute penalty has been assessed to Toronto. So we're on the power play with the Reds. They've been unable to do anything with special teams, but they have a chance now. Again, outnumbering, but there's that moment, Alex. Is it going to touch? It does, and the empty netter from all the way from the furthest corner of the rink down into the net.
And that's exactly what I was talking about. If it's a 6 on 5, you never would have made that play because the risk of it being an icing is too great. And so you're down a man, you're able to take a risk like that, and it pays off. And, you know, with 1:22 to go, the score 4-1, you figure the Varsity Blues are going to be on their way to the 5th place consolation game. And you see that play sending it all the way down the ice. And that's just a great heads-up play by the Varsity Blues and Nikki McDonald.
Tough break for the Reds as they were hoping to mount that comeback. They're still on the power play. The power play clock will outlast the game clock here, and they still need to make up 5 goals rather. I clearly can't do math, but you get the drill. Right now, they've got to try to get a puck in, and it's not looking good. This is the Consolation Semifinal. They will fire one on Fryer, but once the goalie's hot, and that's exactly what Erica Fryer has been since letting in that first period goal by Ashley Stratton.
Yeah, and one thing you think in a game, right, is that taking more shots is, you know, is a bad thing for the opposing team, you know, the opposing team's defense. But sometimes as a goaltender, you want to be the goaltender who's seen more shots. You're more ready for the next puck, and that's what we've seen from Erica Fryer. Kendra Woodland didn't see as many shots, and you saw in the third goal wasn't as ready for it. Obviously, there was the problem with the net. So just one of those things that if you're a goalie, you want to see more action.
And now we're in the final 40 seconds here, with Toronto looking like they are moving on to play another day. Won't be stopped by the Reds, though, as they keep their pursuit. Jenna McLean calling for the puck along the line. Looks to shoot it. Now a shot by Tally Warren. Is it tipped in? No. Kept out again by the Blues. Clock winding down, final 20 seconds. And Varsity Blues will just send the puck back towards Kendra Woodland. She'll get her stick on it. Jenna McLean again. Setting up with Tally Warren. Tamina Keller out as well. Keller on the ice. Elena Wagstaff. Players who are saying farewell to their youth sports playing days in a game that goes Toronto's way. The top seed toppled in the championship bracket, brought into the consolation round, and here they are in the semifinal, now moving on to play again tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely, and they might be playing against Nipissing, who obviously they played against in the OUA final, or they will play St. FX. And that was what was kind of interesting here, is that if UNB won, they had a chance to maybe play St. FX, which would have been an AUS reunion.
Of course, yes.
So obviously, you know, Toronto, perhaps they're hoping that Nipissing can pull off the win in just an hour's time so that they can play a team that they're used to and a team that they've proven that they can defeat.
Yes, the only time you'll see any two teams from one conference meet would be in a final, and the same thing could happen, of course, in the championship bracket. We'll break that down in a bit, but right now, what a great show of support. The classiness and the showmanship from every single team has just been tremendous. This is what we love about hockey. A quick breakdown of the goals. It started with Toronto in the first period, 2:24. Sophie Graubarger just setting it all up, helped by Taylor Trussler and Lauren Omoto. Then the Reds responding with, now we know, their lone goal of the game. UNB's Ashley Stratton, helped by Tamina Keller. Toronto then just doubled down in the second, 18:32. Eileen McEwen, Abby Howland, Katie McKenna getting the helpers there. Emma Potter then puts one away with just 40 seconds into the third period. Taylor Trussler helping there, Grauberger as well. And then finally, Nikki McDonald with that very lengthy open net, empty net goal, I should say. And so now we're going to have a moment for the Nike Players of the Game. As we've heard every game, and it's wonderful, of course, that will continue no matter whether you're on the championship side of the bracket or not. And right now, the graduating players again from UNB, Captain Paige Grenier, 4th year from Olds, Alberta. Number 18, Ashley Stratton, 4th year from Mount Pearl, Newfoundland. And Mackenzie Keenan is being credited for her work tonight on the ice as the Nike Player of the Game for UNB. But continuing with the graduating players, number 77, Maya Bowl, 4th year from Terrace, BC. Number 47, Jenna McLean, 4th year from Wilcox, Saskatchewan. Number 8, Tamina Keller, 4th year from Chilliwack, BC. And it will be Abby Howland who gets the player of the game nod for Toronto Varsity Blues in a well-deserved effort as well. And still making our way through the Reds graduating list, goaltender Haley Martins, a 4th year from Ladysmith, Alberta. So an incredible class who is bidding farewell their final game out on the ice tonight as they wrap up their time here at the 2023 U Sports Women's Hockey Championship live from Montreal. And we're going to see this again, Alex, in the next consolation game, having to say farewell to a team who has laid it all out there. And this moment is so sweet no matter what. The fans are so proud of this team and all that they've managed to accomplish. It is so tough being on this stage.
Yeah, and you know, they have nothing to be ashamed of. Obviously, they lost both of their games 4-1, but they put up a tremendous effort. They had a great season. Obviously, as you alluded to at the top of the broadcast, a team that has been through a lot of adversity over the years. So to be able to get to the U Sports Championships 2 years running, to be able to just be here and be AUS champions, you know, it's a testament to that program. It's a testament to head coach Sarah Hillworth, and you know, just glad we got to see them on the biggest stage, and they put up a great fight against Toronto this morning.
Absolute privilege to be calling these games. Now, as I mentioned, we have a full day. Semifinal Saturday. It's called that for a record. For a reason, not a record. And so, Alex, let's just break it down quickly. We just finished our first consolation semifinal. So that means tomorrow at 11 a.m., you will see the Toronto Varsity Blues play one last time. So that's another testament to this, the way that this tournament is run. It does allow even teams who were knocked out on that first day, of course, to come back and maybe potentially play two more, as the Blues will do, certainly. Now, they will face the defeated team of the next round. So, or the winner of the next round, pardon me. So, St. FX X-Women, the number 7 seed, taking on the Nipissing Lakers, number 6 seed. Both of them finalists in their conferences. So that'll be an exciting matchup, Alex. Again, I would imagine quite an even matchup too, but so tough to say because the seeding doesn't really tell you much when you get to this level. That's 1 p.m. Eastern. So coming up very soon, actually. And then at 4:30, semifinal 1 on the championship side. The number 8 seed MRU Cougars taking on the number 5 seed Montreal Carabins. And then the 7:30 p.m. semifinal, UBC Thunderbirds came in second here into this competition, but they've been number 1 in Canada West throughout the season and finished as the champions against the RSEQ champion Concordia Stingers. Whew, I'm already getting fired up. What a great start to the day. Final thoughts.
You know, I think we saw a great game here. I think the consolation game tomorrow morning is going to be a great one. The Varsity Blues are going to be hungry to get that 5th place win. And then obviously you look at St. FX and Nipissing. St. FX, they lost 3-2 in overtime to UBC yesterday. They put up a great fight, and you know, I think they're going to be very hungry as well. And then Nipissing, they lost 5-1 to Concordia. Concordia dominated them, and you know, the Lakers, they're going to have a lot of fire in them coming into the game in about an hour because they don't want to go home after losing 5-1. They want to be sure that they can avenge that performance and prove why they were here to begin with. So I think from both sides it's going to be phenomenal. But overall today, I mean, what a treat. We have so many great storylines, so many great games. There's potential for an all RSEQ final. There's a potential for an all Canada West final.
It's all there, yeah.
And then you look at Mount Royal, obviously an 8 seed. They beat a 1st seed yesterday. We saw an 8 seed win in men's hockey just a couple nights ago with PEI hosting the men's tournament. They defeated the Calgary Dinos. It's really sort of the season of the underdog, and I can't wait to see how it all plays out.
Well, join us 1 p.m. We'll be back for that consolation, and a final score again in this morning's game, 4-1 for the Toronto Varsity Blues over the UNB Reds. Again, on behalf of Alex Cole and our entire U Sports on CBC crew in Montreal, I am Daniela Ponticelli. We'll see you soon.
U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.